this
And
play.
who hit the
Then he got
shot
the
that kept
assist
them
on.
alive? Which one?
It takes a half an hour to get from here to my apartment in Manhattan, and that went on for a half an hour.
Oh, my God.
These two screaming at each other.
All you illiterate retards that want to get into broadcasting, there's hope.
All of over Jalen Rose, Latrell Sprewell, and Allen Houston.
And they just repeat themselves every
And
time.
it's unbelievable.
Who hit the shot? Who hit the shot?
Oh, Mikey! Oh, Mikey!
Yeah.
Oh, Mikey!
I mean,
oh,
come
Mikey.
on.
Who hit the shot?
Oh, Mikey!
Who hit it?
Oh, Mikey!
Why not simply say, Allen Houston hit the shot? Why
Yeah.
not just say that rather than asking him? We all know who hit it. I mean, I understand what his point was, but...
I know what you're saying, but Mikey, come on!
But who hit it?
Oh, come on! Oh, I'm telling you, Mike, come on, he killed Houston. He killed him.
Answer my question.
Oh, he killed him. Oh, you gotta come on, Mikey. I'll show you the game. Game 2 in
Show
Atlanta.
me who hit the shot,
Oh,
George.
come on. Oh, little bounce in.
Unbelievable.
Bounce in, Mikey. Come on.
No,
Show me.
Shut up. It's 9 minutes after the hour. It's time for the news, world events, all that. And here with it, that's pretty good, you guys.
Great.
Here with it is my friend Charles McCoy. Good morning, Chuck.
Morning, I-Man. 11 weeks of bombing I-Man, 11 days to just get out. Late word now has the Pentagon now confirming I-Man from the Pentagon that a Serb troop withdrawal to some degree from Kosovo is underway. The Pentagon says it knows of at least one special police force unit moving out. Spokesman Ken Bacon says U.S. officials would like to see more Serb forces leaving. Bacon says the police unit departed around 7 o'clock Eastern time this morning, and NATO had been expecting the Serbs to start leaving several hours earlier.
I never know. We got something far more important than the war. Here's Francesa. Come on. Oh, he was scheduled to be on in about 10 minutes. Good morning, Mikey.
Well, listen, after hearing that, I got to come on now. I got a guy who couldn't get a job as a cab driver telling me I'm an illiterate.
Who hit the shot?
Check IQs, and maybe we should check bank books, too, along the way, huh?
Well, what does that got to do? What does that got to do with anything?
No, could be calling me an idiot, you bald moron.
I got better-looking bitches than you. How about that?
Oh, yeah? We'll discuss that later.
As my wife often points out to me, Mike Tyson makes a lot of money.
Well, I know that's true, too, but you know what? I got that bald moron. He hasn't been funny in 6 months calling me illiterate.
Oh, well, I mean, that's
You sounded like a babbling behemoth there on that tape.
You know what?
The tape doesn't lie.
You guys could use a little more arguing on this program,
Who hit
okay?
the
It's
shot,
hard to know if
Mike?
you guys are awake in the morning half the time.
By the way, what happened last night?
Pretty well shut me up last night. He finally had a good
Bingo.
game.
He exploded, and
No, but you know what? The guy who exploded on that game was Marcus Camby. He has been unbelievable. And he won the game last night. Sprewell had a very good game.
what did Sprewell scored about 30 points,
He
didn't
scored
he?
29 points.
Okay, that's about 30 points.
Yeah, he did. And because he got to the foul line last night, he made 13 or 14 from the foul line. He played very well. I can't knock Sprewell.
And he played a very disciplined defense, I would point out to you, Mikey.
You did knock Sprewell yesterday.
Don, don't start telling me about you observing Sprewell playing defense, okay? You couldn't even tell me who he guarded last night.
You know, I was talking to, not Francesca, to Lupic, called me from the...
Right.
And I said, you know, I don't know how to watch these games. I mean, because I'm listening to Fatso and Fruit Loop yesterday, and they're talking about how dreadful these various people play defense. In fact, McCord and I were talking about it last night. I said, I don't know what to look for, so he gave me a couple of hints. But still, it's not... there's a lot more than I want to know about it. So.
More than anybody needs to know about it. But what you need to know about it is that somehow this team keeps winning. And,
Here's what
and I don't know, and I honestly don't know how they won last night, to be honest with you, because I thought Indiana took control of the series in Game 4 and would be a different team last night, and the Knicks just keep battling back, and you got to give them a tremendous amount of credit.
Here is why I was happy that the Knicks won, as much as I loathe them and their fans, is I knew, first of all, it made you look like a fool.
Well, how did it make me look like a fool?
Oh, because you were all over Sprewell yesterday.
I said, how about him putting up for 4 games? I got to read about how great Sprewell is. He hasn't done a damn thing.
He exploded last
Well, now
night.
he finally did something. So now at least I have to listen to the people praising him all the time. At least he can do something. At least now he did something.
Who hit 29 points?
He made it possible, by the way, for Marcus Camby to have a good game.
Who
What kind
hit
of game
29 points?
How does that work? That he made it possible for Marcus Camby to have a good game?
I'm not prepared to present that analysis at this time.
It was a breakout game for both Sprewell and Camby.
Well, Camby
absolutely.
has had a breakout series. So
And then
Camby's done it almost every game in the series.
And then I know that Bernard is home and is apoplectic at the Knicks winning.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
But now I got Bernard defending Sprewell on the air.
Free the spree.
So what happens now today?
And Bernard goes to the games, Don, because I've seen him.
Oh, yeah, I
Has
know.
about
Believe me.
92 beers, and then is kissing the rear ends of the players as they go through the ramp.
That's a lie.
High five
So
and
he is the biggest phony.
Years
Mr.
ago.
Starks, I think you're the greatest. Thank you, yeah.
That's a lie.
So what we're talking with Mike Francesa from Mike and the Mad Dog. So what happens this afternoon with your hysterical partner? I'm driving home yesterday, listening to the. Well, I'm not driving. I'm listening to this, and I mean it was just.
But that has gone on every day for 10 years. That's nothing new.
I understand. I wanted it to get personal, which
It
unfortunate.
doesn't get personal
I know.
anymore. We don't. It doesn't get personal. We argue about 40 different things, and then we move on. That's just the way the show goes.
We wanted it to get personal. We wanted it.
But it's 10 years.
Ugly.
It doesn't get personal.
We wanted it to get ugly. So what happens? So now, Mad Dog comes in today, and what does he say
About what?
about this game last night? I told you, Mikey, or what?
What I say, Mike?
He didn't think the Knicks were going to win. He was just defending Sprewell's overall play.
Hey, dog,
Well,
F you and your ugly kid, all right?
I thought.
That's what we want to hear.
Dog has a very cute kid, Bernard.
That's what we want to hear on the air.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm not even going to say that because that's not even.
Well, go ahead.
No, I don't want to.
Come on.
I don't want to
Go,
do
put
that.
the sandwich down and say it.
I don't want to do that. To you.
He's not having a sandwich, Bernard. You leave my friend Mike Francesa
I don't
alone.
want to. It's too easy to target, you bald moron.
Come on, say it. You got nothing. That's why you can't say it. You got nothing.
No, I didn't want to hurt any members of your family.
You're not going to hurt any members of my
I try to
family.
be nicer than that. I really do. I don't want to do that.
No problem.
I
Come
don't
on.
want to do that. That's not
Bring it
right.
on, Chicky.
I'll come in today, and then you'll run down the other end of the hall like usual.
Anyway, well, I thought Russo's point was that the inept little hideous coach was hammering poor old Sprewell for not playing defense when he should have also hammered Allen Houston.
That's what he did say that.
Yeah.
And he also, which was Lupic's point also, that why are they picking on Sprewell? And, well, the coach was incensed that Mullen had a good game because Mullen hasn't done anything yet in the series, and Mullen is, Chris is getting old. And, Sprewell's defense has lacked a lot in that he just kind of takes off and goes the other way. But, last night, Sprewell did the job. I can't knock anybody on that team last night. They won the game.
So I don't know now.
And you, more than anybody, detest the Knicks.
I hate him.
You stopped me in the hall yesterday and said they can't lose by enough points.
Yes.
Yep.
I agree.
Bunch of lowlifes.
Absolutely. They're a bunch of low-life criminals, and I hate their fans. I loathe them. But I delighted in their victory last night because I know it made Bernard miserable, and it made you wrong.
No,
So,
but,
and I love you, and I love Bernard, but I don't care.
It didn't make me wrong. I just said
Oh, you were
show up.
totally wrong, wasn't you, Charles? You were at the 100. You were way off.
I said he had to produce. He produced.
Yeah,
I
but
you didn't think he could.
How am I wrong if I said let him have a great game?
But
and then he did.
Implicit in your challenge was that he's not going to be able to get it done.
No, implicit in my challenge was that I was
You were saying, show me.
I was bringing to the point to the fans that he had not yet had a good game.
We
in
all
the series.
know that, and you were challenging him, and you could hear your your challenge was dripping with sarcasm.
Right. Russo was right on the money.
Finally earned his keep.
Mad Dog was right.
Mad Dog was right. You were wrong.
For that game, yes, he was. You know what? Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn. You know that?
Imus in the morning.
Folks, it's only June, but Nissan has already introduced more new...
I'm Joe Tollison, WFAN 2020 Sports.
Listen to Mets baseball. Then keep your radio locked in to wake up to Imus in the morning from 5:30 to 10 a.m. here on The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
Conditions also make things difficult.
Didn't play because Jeff didn't think he was that good. I mean, that's all there is to it. There's all the way around it. And none of us did. I mean, I didn't, you didn't, nobody did. Rich Ackerman didn't, Joe Tollison didn't, Kyle Casey, the Met fan didn't, nobody did. John Chin's falling asleep. Richard's been gone for 2 hours, John. What's the problem? Rick up.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon at 12 noon. This is Rich Ackerman. Through the turmoil and the injuries, the Knicks. Rich Ackerman with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66, the Fan, WFAN, New York.
Okay, back on the Fan. Nice to have you with us as we talk about the world of sports. Ginny's going to be here in 40 minutes, so we woke her up a little bit. Took those Salmonax tapes out. Hi, Kyle. I'm feisty. 718-937-6666. Knicks Spurs in an NBA final. Wednesday, game 1. Spurs have been vulnerable at home, folks. Timberwolves.
This is everything. Annual fee applies. Member FDIC.
Sports Radio 66, the Fan, WFAN, New York.
12:16 today. Eddie with Mets Extra forthcoming. Ronald.
Sports Radio 66, the Fan, WFAN, New York.
Nice to have you with us today as we talk about the world of sports. That's 7-0 status. Not good show today, folks, out there in Radio Land. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday morning. Good job, Joan Shin and Kyle Casey. We got Mets baseball against the Red Sox today. Eddie's got Mets Extra. Off tomorrow, Monday at 1, and then we'll take it away. And have some fun all next week, I'm sure. Have a good weekend, everybody. Adios.
Sports Radio 66, the Fan, WFAN.
7 till the hour here in the Imus Morning program. Even in the current issue of Newsweek in the conventional wisdom box, Nick's old conventional wisdom, dysfunctional, thuggish losers. That's Newsweek.
What's the new?
Lovable comeback kid.
There you go.
God.
Imus in the morning. 2020 Sports. The 1-2 pitch, change up, hit in the air to deep left field. Looking up is O'Leary, and it's out of here. Benny Agbayani does it again.
The Hawaiian Hercules goes deep. Good morning. Mike Brainwood Sports. Gary Cohen, the call, WFAN. This sportscast sponsored by Hackensack University Medical Center. His name is Benny Agbayani.
When they find a little phony who's the manager?
When are they what?
When are they going to fire the little phony who's the manager?
He's safe for now. The Mets outfielder is from Hawaii. His teammates call him the Big Kahuna. 10 home runs and 73 at-bats. Had another yesterday. Mets beat the Red Sox. Agbayani earlier this week hit in the eye during a batting practice freak accident. Ooh. He knew about the danger.
You know, getting hit in the eye, you could end your career because, you know, you need your eyes to play this game.
You know, he knows what's important.
There you go.
Good old Benny.
Hi, golly. Benny Einstein.
Great game in Atlanta last night. Braves lose a squeaker to the Orioles, 22-1. John Smoltz started, gave up 7 runs in 2+ innings, but Smoltz not discouraged with his performance.
I made some pretty good pitches tonight. They just happened to hit them where we weren't standing.
Like behind the fence. Cal Ripken Jr. celebrating his 61st birthday by hitting 2 home runs. He had 6 hits and 6 RBIs total. The Kmart 400, the winner, Dale Jarrett. A dominating performance for Jarrett. He beat his arch rival, Jeff Gordon. Gordon finishing second. And Jarrett had a taunting message for Gordon after beating last year's points winner.
Come on, squeal! Squeal!
Sounds like some bad blood developing between Jarrett and Gordon. Jarrett is ahead now in this year's points total.
He was ahead before the race. So he's
still
way ahead now, yeah.
That's correct. I believe it's 66 points. So there, Jarrett.
Yeah, but he's like 400 points ahead of Gordon, yeah.
There's something going on with Gordon. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, but there's obviously something going on in his personal life.
Yeah. Maybe he's smoking crack while he's driving, you think, Brain?
There's been speculation.
Imus in the morning.
God almighty. Well, you've heard me talk about...
Sucks in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
The same caution label on this box of Band-Aids is the same caution label you would get on, like, I don't know, isn't there some company, Trojans or something?
Oh, shut up. See, that's what I'm talking about. Right away, go right for the penis joke, don't you? What's wrong with you?
I'm not into penis jokes.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Married one. What do you mean?
You're the biggest dick on the planet.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
The wee summer of...
comes Jarrett, and Dale Jarrett wins the Kmart 400. And Jeff Gordon finishes second. Oh, what a race.
Jarrett takes the checkered flag. Good morning, Mike Breen with sports. The great Ken Squire with the call on CBS Sports. The Sportscast sponsored by Cooper Tire.
That's all the time we have.
Imus in the morning.
Well, this can be a busy time of year for giving gifts. Father's Day, graduation, weddings, maybe a birthday or two. Cross pins have always made great gifts, especially...
Call me old-fashioned. I see a dangerous situation developing for the I-Man.
Well...
When you go into that ring with the prize bull, do some collecting.
We think, the three of us run the ranch, me, Deirdre, and Fred, so we think that... And we divide the responsibilities evenly. We think that this is her responsibility.
Well, that bull might take a liking to the I-Man.
Well?
I love you. I must come into my pen and do some collecting. I'd rather hand-feed a sack full of wildcats than do that.
Well?
You get into that bull. Risky business, my friend, but a lot of things are.
How about these Knicks?
Well, they're doing it with defense. That's what nobody talks about. It's all defense. I mean, they're playing a great team defense. They're just jamming the perimeter. Nobody's getting anything off. They're all going deep into the shot clock the teams are playing. They might beat San Antonio because they're playing great team defense. Whole success story is team defense.
We hate them. I don't hate them, but we dislike them.
I mean, you know what else is risky business?
No.
Marriage.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 50% end in divorce.
No.
The other 50% end in death. You could be one of the lucky ones. You never know. And you know what's a good business, I-Man?
No.
Obstetrician.
Really?
Well, look at all the guys out there working to develop new customers for you. It's a very good business. Well, think about that. Get him a cup of coffee, Charles, will you? Imus, a lady is having a mild asthma attack but manages to answer the phone.
Oh, sure.
The guy on the other end is an obscene caller.
Sure.
He listens to the wheezing and says to the lady, "Did I call you or did you call me?" Enjoy, Lou. The thing in this Jersey paper, I don't know if Chuck had it on or not, craziness, that this old folks home, they're giving these 90-year-old guys Viagra.
I didn't know about this. Did you, Charles?
No. What's this?
Well, they're giving 90-year-old guys Viagra every night.
Yeah.
Keeps them from rolling out of bed.
All right, now.
So anyway, the bull, River Wide, we got Dixie River and River Wide, and fantastic.
Yeah. Third in the world.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's a river. It's a ranch bull. The reason we showed him was to make him more valuable because we're not going to, this ranch we're building out there, it's not, you can't actually run a huge herd of Texas Longhorns, so we're going to feed them, and they're there for the kids primarily. Well, they're there for the kids exclusively.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and the kids get to herd them around, and, we'll run between 30 and 50 of them. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then when they have calves every year, we'll have to sell the calves, and the calves are worth more coming out of the third best bull in the world, Could have been, if the bull had been older, the bull's only 2 years old, probably could have taken first. And it's a great bull,
Yeah, and then the little kids can be eating them down the line when you sell them all at McDonald's, the bulls. And so they have a new McDonald's in Bangladesh. Did you hear about that?
That's another part of Deirdre's responsibility, is to explain to these children why we have a cattle ranch and we don't serve meat. Hey, Bobby, how about another veggie burger?
Well, I tell you, the new McDonald's in Bangladesh, they serve McNothings.
That's fine.
Good eating.
Yeah.
Stay with me, guys.
Well, we probably should have stopped with the...
Well, I got you one thing. Fred was a screaming eagle, as you know better than any of us.
It was in the 101st Airborne, yeah.
But he had, how many jumps? 82 or...
Close to 80 jumps, yeah.
Yeah, close to. You know what you call it when you jump out and the chute doesn't open?
Well,
jumping to a conclusion.
Don Cricky.
Enjoy, buddy.
You're on the Imus program.
And U.S. Attorney Sherry Matucci is urging us not to believe what we may have heard about the state of Montana.
In fact, Montana is a state where law and order is highly prized and is not a haven for criminals.
It is a place, lady, where people have sex with sheep. Because I've been there and done that. Don't try to run that jive by us.
Sex with a sheep?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You, the I-Man?
Yeah.
They don't jabber at you afterwards,
Yeah, you don't have to hold them until they go to sleep.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
The only drawback is you have to walk so far to kiss them.
And you end up with a nice sweater the next day.
Imus in the morning.
That's a bunch of Neanderthal idiots.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
A bunch of barroom bullies. God, what a bunch of idiots, and I'm sad to say I'm part of it. Well, you heard the I-Man talk about Dr. Della Russo. No one thought it was amusing. So this would be a musical tribute in support of the plight of Mr. Louima. Wishing the same plight on Officer Volpe that befell Mr. Louima. It's a little harsh, maybe. Way to go here, but that's our position. Yeah. That's the position of the Song Party Department, is that an eye for an eye. So, you want to torture Louima, then maybe that's what's going to happen to you.
Yep.
It's 18 till the hour.
Baby, you gotta love it. Imus in the morning, 2020 sports.
The Knicks are going to the NBA Finals.
The NBA world still a buzz. Good morning, Mike Greenwood Sports. Mark Albert.
I would like to choke you.
The Knicks have shocked the world.
That big drain pipe-looking neck of yours.
And have captured the hearts of millions throughout this great land of ours.
No, they haven't.
With the exception of a few jealous, petty people.
No. No less a renowned national sports figure, Tony Kornheiser, appropriately characterized how this thing is going to be portrayed. And there's going to be a bunch of thugs against Admiral David Robinson and Tim Duncan and our little friend Avery Johnson and these other people, the red-blooded, decent, God-fearing Americans against a bunch of coach-choking criminals.
How does Newsweek portray the Knicks now? You're Newsweek.
Well,
what do you mean, well?
Let me finish it, drainpipe neck. In the conventional wisdom box that some moron over at Newsweek writes, and by the way, Newsweek got their ass handed to them was in the cover category.
Right.
Time magazine blew them off the planet. Knicks, conventional wisdom, old, dysfunctional, thuggish losers, which is, in fact, what the case.
What are they now?
Lovable comeback kids.
Bingo.
They're not lovable comeback kids.
There you go. Newsweek says it. I believe it.
Their fans are up, including William Goldman and Lupica and Brokaw and the rest of them. They're a bunch of front-running, pretentious, pompous weasels.
Listen to how you sound.
It's just so upsetting. I don't even know how to describe. There's 105 radio stations in New York, and about 101 of them hate the Knicks just like we do.
Yep.
And but if the Knicks had lost, please, to Miami, everybody in town would be hammering them to death.
That's right.
Get rid of Sprewell, get rid of Houston. That Marcus Camby sucks.
If the Knicks had
coach is a chia pet-headed looking little loser weasel.
If the Knicks had
franchise. Absolutely. What did Francesa say? We have Francesa on tape. Back when they were 21 and 21. Back the truck up to guard. Remember that?
Yeah, exactly.
Back the truck up and get him out of town. That was. Well, and I love Francesa, and that fat bastard is jumping up and down with a pair of pom-poms. I mean, it's unbelievable.
As I said earlier, you sound very small this morning.
I don't care. We hate him, and we're not going to pretend we don't. We hate him. They can't.
We're people of principle.
Yes, we are people of principle. We're not like Hillary Clinton.
Blind principle.
Suddenly, that we're New York Yankee fans. They are a bunch of thugs run by a lion yuppie weasel, Dave Checketts, and they're an awful group. They're
a team with
group
heart.
of people. They are
run by a great man.
They are a team with a switchblade.
A team of OJs.
It's a wonderful bunch, run by a great man.
Them and we hate you.
You don't really hate me.
Oh, yes, we do.
Game 1, by the way, against the Spurs is Wednesday. Knicks, of course, the big question, will the big L play? Larry Johnson.
Yeah, his parole officer lets him.
A sprained knee for Johnson. Our NBA reporter, John Minko, filed this report on the injured LJ.
He's listed as day-to-day. Covering the Knicks, this is John Minko.
Thanks, John. We'll be in San
Let's
Antonio.
ridicule poor old Minko. That's great. Let's make fun of the little fat bald-headed guy.
As for LJ himself,
great.
he was asked if he was optimistic about, I didn't even play the kite yet, and you're going to blow it up. You might find it interesting.
Okay.
He's asked about is optimistic if he's going to play.
It's mental.
Actually, I'm kind of interested in what he said. What did he
stupid
say?
he sounds.
Yeah, we want to hear how absolutely stupid he sounds.
He's courageous.
Courageous.
He's courageous. What, in waving his penis at one of the female employees over the garden? Is that how he's courageous?
Not do that, as it was proven.
What?
An investigation went into that allegation, and it was proven it did not happen.
Never. Was not disproven at all.
No, it was not disproven at all.
The NBA and the Knicks
get out of
conducted
here.
an investigation.
Oh, my God. Now you're showing the
both
true colors.
parties.
Oh, you are. Well, who did he wave his penis at? You? Probably.
We didn't wave it.
You are unbelievable. I tell you, if we looked at it, you know whose teeth mark we'd find on it?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Lupicus.
Do you want to hear this cut now?
Yes.
There you go, Lupicus.
Mental, I believe. It's just like I said. Once I'm reassured that I can't injure it or hurt it worse, that's all I need to know.
Hurt it worser. That's what you want your kids to idolize.
UNLV.
Yeah. He is the ultimate teammate, an unselfish man.
He is the ultimate creep.
The muscular LJ with a high threshold of pain.
Even Lupica, who gets damp and wants to pick out furniture with Latrell Sprewell, even Lupica finds it difficult to like Larry Johnson. I mean, by the way, it really isn't the players as much as it is the management that I find, and these front-running fans that I find most distasteful about all of this.
Why can't the fans enjoy it?
We don't want them to enjoy it. We want the fans to be miserable.
Yeah.
Don't we?
We want suffering.
You sound so bitter.
We
are bitter.
We are bitter. Well, of course we're bitter. Everything happened that we didn't want to happen.
When bad guys win, it's not a good thing.
No,
continues.
We wanted Reggie to. You know what we wanted? We wanted Patrick Ewing to miss a jumper inside the foul line with no time on the clock to lose to Indiana 82-81 in Game 7. That's what we wanted. Well, we didn't get that, did we? Are we bitter? Absolutely, we're bitter. Are we petty? Absolutely.
Yes.
Petty, bitter, small little people. Vengeful, bitter little petty people.
Vindictive, everything.
Vindictive little petty people. Little gnats we are, just nipping at the
anything we can.
By the way, there's a guy in San Antonio, a Spurs longtime season ticket holder, who during the Western Conference Finals got so into it, screaming there during one of the games. As he screamed, he suffered a collapsed lung right there in the stands from screaming so loud for his team. How about that? So good thing you aren't a Knicks fan.
I mean, any of these sporting events where Trump shows up, I mean, and then you can't go to that. You can't go to these events.
Jerry Seinfeld was there.
Oh, I mean, you can't go. You
My
can't
God.
go to these events. I mean, it's fun to make fun of William Goldman, people like that, as the screenwriter, but I mean, he's been going for all his life. So, I mean, he's a legitimate fan.
Right.
Even a little nitwit racist geek Spike Lee at least he's a traditional fan. Yeah.
So is Brokaw.
No, Brokaw. Does Brokaw go during the regular season?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, he does.
Oh, yeah.
He's from Montana, for crying out loud.
Yeah, what does he know
How old
about basketball? When did he become a Knicks fan, Brokaw?
I'm glad I don't have this anger inside of me.
How long has Brokaw been a Knicks fan?
As long as I've been doing the games. About 8 years. Probably longer.
Really?
Yeah.
He's been going.
Absolutely.
I'd have to see some evidence. I don't believe it.
Something doesn't add up here. No.
Because I could live with that then.
Yeah.
But it's the front-running weasels you show up there that I just find so hideously annoying. On the team, they're not a nice group of people. I mean, Chris Childs is okay, I guess. Alan Houston.
They are a nice group. You just don't know them. Look at George Vesey. He's come around.
George Vesey is... Something happened to him.
Yeah.
I mean, he clearly started drinking.
He's gone there and seen them in person. Instead of going by what he reads in the paper.
That was the most disgraceful column that George Vesey has ever written, and I will now never read anything he ever read. No, that's not true. I was very disappointed in George Vesey. Shockingly disappointed in George Vesey. One of the most elegant, erudite sports writers in the country, and certainly in this generation for the New York Times.
In the history of the medium.
Yeah.
But he's met Alan Houston and sees what a nice gentleman he is.
Well, I mean,
He's chatted with Chris Dudley to find out what a good person.
He got sucker punched by a bunch of yuppie loser fans over there. It's just, oh, God, I don't know. Who was he? He was talking. He quoted somebody in his column he was talking to over there. Spike Lee, I believe.
He talks to many of them.
Oh, God.
He's like when Bernie first met some of the Knicks.
George
he came
Vesey
around.
hanging out with Spike Lee at a Knicks game. I mean, you want to kill yourself.
You want to kill them.
Well, I don't know about that. Oh, God. You're sickening. Go ahead.
I feel your pain. Big race yesterday in Michigan.
And here comes Jarrett, and Dale Jarrett wins the Kmart 400. And Jeff Gordon finishes second. Oh, what a race.
The great Ken Squire with a call on CBS Sports. The Kmart 400 goes to Dale Jarrett. Dominated the race at the Brooklyn, Michigan Speedway and was asked to analyze his victory.
The biggest thing I wanted to do was just concentrate on what I had. What I had to do.
Old Dale. Race record of 174 miles per hour, the average speed. Not bad. Meanwhile, in baseball, Yankees lost 8-4 to the Florida Marlins. Losing pitcher was Andy Pettit, who looked at his defeat philosophically.
I'm not going to be perfect. Every pitch selection I choose is not going to be the very best pitch every single time. I'm going to throw it with everything I got. Sometimes I'm going to get them out. Sometimes I'm not. And then you just live with it.
Well thought out view of life. Andy Pettit.
You know, the problem is that you have so little credibility that even we don't know whether anything's legit. I mean, at least I don't. Lou does because he sees the cards. But, I mean, there's just no way to. You can't believe. Yeah,
the legitimacy.
Even if we have some interest in a sports story, you
believe this: the Knicks are in the finals.
And are you going down there and all?
Of course I am.
Well, why? You're not doing a game, right?
There's a pep rally. No, the MSG Network postgame show will continue. You want to know?
I saw you and Al Troutwig, and I mean, I wasn't even going to say anything. It's just so well.
And one of the most exciting nights at in Madison Square Garden history.
Who were you interviewing?
Marcus Camby.
Yeah, did you see it?
No, I
I'm
did
glad
not.
you did.
No, I was spared that.
It was so sickening.
Did you have your hand on his knee while you were doing
God,
the
it
interview?
was just, it was very tough to watch. It was that sickening.
I'm sorry you feel this way. Sorry you can't share in my joy.
Marcus, how does it feel being a hero?
And here's the thing: it won't be enough. It won't be enough if the Spurs win and sweep them in 4, will it?
There's nothing that can make up for this. There's nothing that will be able to make up for the fact that they're there.
No, I mean, they're in the championship,
No.
so...
How much
They're
do I
Eastern
love the way
Conference
you guys
champions.
feel?
They're
Let's
Eastern
all
Conference.
talk at once. What?
They are the Eastern Conference champions, and we have to live with that.
Yes.
No matter what happens in San Antonio.
Right.
And it's very painful.
Yeah.
The damage is done.
Yes, yes, it's true.
But 4 and out would be sweet.
By the enormous lopsided scores.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really matter, does it?
If they get humiliated in 4 straight, Yes, that's
That
good.
would help.
That
So
would
you
help.
just set yourself up for another big letdown.
Oh, I'm sure. The Bastards will win.
They've ruined our June, man. They ruined my June.
June?
It ruined my
Yeah.
life.
My summer.
Millennium. It's not out of the question that they could win this.
Oh, please.
Listen to what you're saying.
Will you watch the games?
Well, yeah, probably.
Now, did you
Well, of
watch?
course I'll watch
Did you watch the end of Game 6 the other night?
Yes.
How difficult was it?
Oh, well, it just made me sick. Except, as I was telling you earlier, and I don't know. As when Johnson went out, I thought, well, then, for some reason, because I actually sort of like Sprewell, I would never admit that, but I mean, so I'm thinking it'd be great if they could still prevail here, because Reggie Miller's a jugger.
So you had a little
jerk.
feeling in your heart for them.
No,
You
but
just admitted it.
a tiny little bit. Maybe.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
What am I hearing?
Well, no, but
Mind you take a
all
moment.
I'm
You take
saying
a
is,
stand.
Good
no,
job,
no,
I man.
I did take a stand. I hate him.
Hop on that
No,
bandwagon.
I'm not
Come
hopping
on.
on. No.
Come
We
to
want
San
a
Antonio
4 out.
with me.
4 out. 4 out.
You're
You
afraid
asked
to
me
let
how
it
I
show.
felt. You asked me how I felt. That's all.
Let it out. Come out of the closet.
I'm not coming out of any closet.
Come out of that Nick closet, I man.
But there's nobody to root for in town. How can you root for San Antonio?
We're a bunch of good guys. The Admiral,
No.
Avery Johnson, our guy.
No, I hate him.
Imus in the morning.
We're here on the streets of Manhattan with the world's most jaded man, Mr. Ben There Done That. Hello.
Abner Louima. This is in support of him.
But is this appropriate matter? Oh, okay.
Is it an appropriate song parody? Fodder?
Yes.
No.
In the jungle, the concrete jungle, Louima weeps tonight. Tortured, beaten by racist cretins because he wasn't white. In a courtroom, a Brooklyn courtroom, Louima's case is tried. Blue wall of silence broke down by violence, 'cause justice wasn't blind. Justin Volpe, oh what a dope, he's gonna do some time. Hope a convict will shove a broomstick up where the sun don't shine.
You know how small you sound this morning?
There are sportscasters here at this station who are afraid to say they're against the Knicks that I happen to know personally because it just wouldn't be good for them. They hate them because they're thugs.
They are thugs. They are thugs. We hate them. I can't tell you how much we hate
You
them.
sound so
and
petty.
we hate you.
So petty and so small.
You pencil neck
If the
geek.
Serbs paid you enough, you'd speak well of them as well.
You just can't say they did a great job.
They didn't do anything. They suck.
Go ahead.
It's a phony jive season. There's no Michael Jordan. They backed in.
Tainted totally.
It's a totally tainted season.
So small.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
You're the play-by-play guy, the television play-by-play guy for the Knicks. You don't know anything that's going on. All you know is you kiss up to them and defend them.
I do know that the Knicks have captured the hearts of New York City.
They haven't captured anything.
With their inspiring playoff run.
Oh,
they should be captured.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Atlanta Hawks at Madison Square Garden. Anthony Mason had a big game off the bench, including 10 rebounds. Mason last night sported a new message shaved in his head, back to D, which means, of course, back to defense like the old Knicks. Always good to see Anthony with a new slogan on the side of his head.
Wasn't back to Duke University.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
Man, you couldn't. I mean, if Pat Riley wants $50 million, that ain't enough to coach those idiots. That ain't enough. That ain't enough to have to spend 6 or 7 months a year with those 11 nitwits.
It's like being a parole officer.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Do you love your car? Keeping everything inside running just right, but
George Vesey represents
2020 sports. Let's go to the audio tape. Boone waiting from the right side. The pitch and a high fly ball deep to left center field. Back goes Henderson looking up at the wall. It's out of here. Aaron Boone with a 3-run homer.
Mets lose in Cincinnati. Good morning, Mike Brainwood Sports. Gary Cohen, the call. The Sportscast sponsored by Hackensack University Medical Center and by Juno Online Services. 8-4 loss to the Reds. A game, though, that marked the return of Bobby Bonilla, who had recently refused to enter a game as a pinch hitter. But Bonilla was asked to play last night, and he agreed. A noble gesture from a good guy. But one bad bit of news concerning Bonilla, he said last night he has stopped talking to the media.
Oh, damn it.
What a shame.
He'd be a perfect Nick.
New Yorkers denied the chance to hear the thoughts and feelings of one of the city's most beloved athletes. Let's hope that Bobby Bowe has a change of heart.
Yeah, unless you were the Mets broadcaster, you wouldn't be ridiculing him.
Home runs from last night. Jose Canseco, 2 more. He has 25.
That's absolutely true.
But
That's a
Tampa
very
Bay
good
lost
point,
to the
Bernard.
Chicago White Sox.
If you were
There
the
you
Mets
go.
announcer, you'd be sucking up to Bonilla, defending him.
Like the Nick apologist.
You guys
You really are. You're unbelievable.
You two are in such a lather
You pick your
about the
shots.
Knicks being in the finals.
Oh,
you just can't handle it.
No. Well, that's right.
Pointing out your hypocrisy.
No, but we hate them, and we're
Can
not
we
going to pretend
start
we
pointing
like
out
them
yours,
now.
Bernard?
They're a bunch of thugs, and no, we're not going to be a bunch of front-running
way.
weasels.
Things
Just
aren't
flocking
gonna-
over the garden.
We hate you.
So why
waving
take it out on
pom-pom.
me?
Because you're a
Ever
Nick
since I was a
apologist.
kid, I'm from New York all my life, rooted for the Knicks all my life.
So did
Why
I.
can't I have a little enjoyment?
These people don't represent the Knicks. They're
No.
a bunch of thugs.
They're not a bunch of thugs anymore.
Well,
Even
Hello.
George Vesey said that.
Things are not going to change now.
no, they're
No.
not changing now.
No.
We loathe them.
I don't expect you not to. I don't expect you to root for them.
Well,
We're people of principle.
But let me enjoy their success.
I mean,
F you.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And with 12.
Good
And then good
It's,
God,
it's,
Larry.
it's
And-
disturbing.
and-
It's disturbing that you like. I mean, you're a decent young man.
You're hammering Bobby Bowe. What about
Thank
the
you.
other
It's
jerk?
not, and by the way, it's not that they're okay. Latrell Sprewell's probably a nice kid. They're probably all pretty nice kids. Larry Johnson's a punk, but I mean, but their fans are they're okay. Spike pays for these tickets. Fine, we'll leave him alone.
Whoopee.
But big
Stay in
deal.
your seat then.
But
right.
I mean,
or get thrown out.
yeah. If any normal person went to Madison Square Garden and behaved as he did, they'd be
Get thrown
arrested.
out. Ejected.
Another double standard?
You know, it's in a bunch of front-running, like the Alec Baldwins of the world. I mean, they make you sick.
Mhm. Yeah, what about the regular fan? Why is Alec Baldwin up there?
Yeah, that fat
Getting free
moron.
tickets from the organization.
I mean, what is that all about?
As I pointed out in the past,
What have you pointed out in the past?
the Knicks give more tickets to the community than any other team.
And where
in the
are
league.
they? You don't see those.
With
Where
the
are
gather-
they?
with the binoculars.
Where are they? They're up there with binoculars in a chump
Right.
seat.
Okay, this is your quarter. You go in and go out after the quarter's over.
I mean, what is that all about?
What up with
That is
that?
what they do, don't they?
Sure.
Let them in for a quarter at a time, don't they?
Here's a
Isn't
hot
that
dog.
right?
Now feed it.
Isn't that right?
Sometimes a half quarter.
You know, you
Well,
really are.
that's ridiculous.
You're a hideous human being.
Oh, you're a crook.
You're a crook and a disgraceful species.
You're so negative.
Can't see the players.
Oh, God. Go get on the plane and go to San Antonio and don't come back.
Now wait a minute. Imus in the morning.
And And get the coffee machine fixed. We got a $35,000 coffee machine here, and you can't get a cup of coffee? Well, you've heard me talk about how Dr. Della Russo is a pioneer.
First out of all of us.
All right, well, seeing will be believing tomorrow night, Game 1 in San Antonio. Anyway, our thanks today to Nick's assistant, Don Cheney. Boys across the way, I was going to say Fairsteady. Fairsteady's not here. It was Stevie Cohn sitting in. Davening Dole Kramer. Ackerman with the updates. You the fans. So next time, Sweater and the Schmooze are saying bye-bye, so long, and...
Farewell, shalom.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Child from WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
These days,
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66. WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan. Nothing can get by 'em. Turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog. WFAN.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? The Mike and the Mad Dog radio program, Tuesday in New York. Nice to have you with us, talking about the world of sports. Lots to do today. Jeff Van Gundy a little bit later on. Bobby V today, and Bill Clement on Game 4 in the hockey. Nice to have you on this Tuesday, the 15th day of June, 1999. Joan Chin, Chris Collins, 718-937-6666. Good afternoon, Michael. How are you?
I'm fine.
As we get a little closer now.
My brother is just a sickly old fool. And I mean,
He's much healthier now that he's been with me.
healthier. He's damn near dead.
No.
Just as they couldn't get any worse.
You know, I'd really love to hear you two talk
I
more, but
saved
we
him.
have to go.
If your radio light sucks in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
All right, Teresa, what's the matter, baby?
I don't want to hear no more about your wife. I don't want to hear no more about your brother. These people are not funny. Every time I turn around, it's your wife, honey, this and honey. Tell her to get a job. She was trying to open up a wash machine. You have a maid, buddy, and I know this woman don't know how to work a wash machine. She done trapped you. You used to be so good. But please keep these two people off.
Imus in the Morning. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
Well, let me talk to you about Fujifilm now, and they're one of extraordinary films that deliver extraordinary pictures. Fuji Color Superior Film delivers crisp, bright pictures available in 100, 200, 400, 800 extra all-purpose film. It'd be ideal for all them picture-taking occasions. And if you prefer a 24mm advanced photo system, there's Fuji's films lineup.
Highway Patrol.
Imus in the Morning, 2020 Sports. Here comes my favorite sportscaster, because I can set my drink on his head. Warner Wolf.
Good morning, Warner.
Good morning. Thank you, I-Man. This Imus in the Morning Sports Report is brought to you by New York.
Innovation Luggage.
Pardon me?
Nothing.
Jeez. What?
God.
Nothing. God almighty.
Innovation Luggage.
Any ethics whatsoever?
None. He has
Zero.
none. None. Zero.
By my friend Stan Schwartz at Innovation Luggage, with 30 or 40 very fine luggage stores throughout the tri-state area, which I visited one yesterday at Broadway and 56.
Federal offense.
Hidden. Weak.
Updated the Toomey
luggage line.
Luggage collection of the Imus family.
Right.
So
Oh, man.
had a substantial savings.
Deirdre packing her bags?
Yeah, this is awful.
No, my wife loves me. So
About a quid pro quo. This is ridiculous.
Warner continues. Who sponsors this thing, really?
Warner starts. It's brought to you by your New York, New Jersey Subaru dealer.
So we're going to pick up a bunch of rice-sucking
Hey,
wait a minute now. They were
stop
sponsor.
it. For crying out loud. What are you talking about?
Loyal Imus sponsors.
Good, great. I'm happy for him.
Sounds like it.
I don't plan to be driving a Subaru anytime soon. So.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, that's right. Excuse us, Mr. Limousine, 7 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a
But
week.
I am.
Great cars.
Be packing my Toomey bags, thanks to Stan and the folks at Innovation Luggage.
In the back of your Subaru Outback.
Yeah.
There you go.
Warner continues.
Or commences.
Yeah.
Spurs 9-point favorite over the Knicks in Game 1. Knicks tried to activate rarely used Ben Davis to fill the void left by the injured Larry Johnson, Patrick Ewing, and David Wingate. The NBA said no. You play with 9 guys and like it. Now, here's the interesting thing. The Spurs have been off for 10 days. If the Spurs win tonight, people will say, they were well rested. If the Spurs lose tonight, those same people will say they were rusty.
Let me tell you what will not happen.
What will not happen?
The Spurs will not lose tonight. There's no way they lose this game tonight.
I agree.
Spurs 91, Knicks 82. That's the way I see it.
That's it.
No, that's the way you see it.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
And watch out, Mario Ellie.
Look out.
Funny you picked the exact point spread. 9 points.
Coincidence?
I don't think so, Warner.
Oh, is that the spread? Yeah.
Yeah, that is the spread.
Well, that's it. Those must be a reason.
Pete Rose phoned that into you?
No.
All right, go ahead, Warner.
Mario Ellie, who grew up on the west side of New York, says the Knicks are the weakest team we faced in the playoffs. And who says the Knicks are bad guys? Not Marcus Camby.
People always portray the Knicks as bad guys, but, that's the Knicks of the old. We're good guys, too.
What? Marcus Camby.
What did he say? I don't know.
Well, that doesn't make any difference.
Said, we're
guys,
guys,
a nice young
just
man.
can't speak.
Yeah.
That's all. It's just, I don't know.
And how about a hand for Jeff Van Gundy's?
I mean, that's basically it.
Yeah.
What's up? Hi, Mike.
How about a hand for Jeff Van Gundy's agent, who before the season put that clause in if the Knicks made the final round, Van Gundy would receive a guaranteed $4 million, whether the Knicks kept him or not. I can see those MSG negotiators last year when they came in. Sure, NBA championship, put in $4 million. What do we care? Man, are these guys dreaming? American League, Pedro Martinez goes 12-2. Red Sox beat the Twins 4-2, stay a game and a half behind the Yanks. After the game, Twins manager Tom Kelly.
We played pretty damn good. I was pleased with the effort the players gave.
Pleased? You lost. You lost. How can he be pleased?
I don't know.
Manny Ramirez drove in his 73rd and 74th RBI in only 61 games. At this rate, be 197.
Big deal going on at all of the supermarkets around the country, particularly at Grand Union, where Fred Imus Southwest Salsa is on sale at Grand Union, 2 for $5 through July 6th. It's also available at all Stop and Shop, Shop and Save, Demoulas, A&P, Big White, Pathmark, Star Market, Edwards, Waldbaum, Food Emporium, Harris Teeter, and Shaw supermarkets. Not available at ShopRite, though you can get your Barbara Foods chicken there. And the guys from Barbara Foods were talking to me about wanting to work some deal with Fred Southwest Salsa, because it is, well, you just try one job. It's the best salsa on the planet. Working some deal with that in their chicken fingers deal.
It's a great idea.
You mentioned dipping their chicken fingers in that.
Oh, God, too good. Forget it.
But they've got a big sale on Barbara Foods, the chicken entree stuff at ShopRite, but you cannot buy Fred Southwest Salsa at ShopRite because I don't know why.
It's a mystery.
Somebody has an attitude over there or something. Well, anyway, Warner continues.
Sorry.
Cubs beat the Brewers last night. One-arm pitcher Jim Abbott hit a fastball for a base hit. RBI. His first hit in his major league career. Left-handed.
Like a batting practice fastball.
No, we just saw it. Held the bat in his left hand, balances with his right hand. First one-arm player to get a hit since Pete Gray in 1945.
What's remarkable about that is that somebody else also did that.
Yeah. Well, Gray played the season, 1945 with the Browns.
Was he a pitcher?
No, outfielder, right field. Pete Gray. Mets manager Bobby Valentine will have to sit out the next 2 games, re-entering the dugout after being ejected, sneaking back in wearing a fake mustache.
Is there a bigger creep in baseball than this guy?
I like Bobby Valentine.
Is there a bigger creep in baseball than
Bobby V?
Yeah.
I like Bobby V.
That's right.
God.
Well, the question is, who would wear a fake mustache?
Oh,
nobody.
Works great on radio.
Stanley Cup Finals.
We're out of time. We don't care about that. Did Buffalo win that game?
Here I am.
So it's 2-2.
It's 2-2. Do you know why Buffalo won?
Well, they have a hot goalie.
That's right.
Have mercy. Let me talk to you about Bill Kolb. Ford and Bill Kolb Subaru. Well,
Wanted to see my father, I could take a plane. The only way you're going to go see your father is if you take a shovel.
Oh, that's painful.
That's awful.
And he still wouldn't want to see you.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
David Coleman Imus. Good morning, Mrs. Imus.
Good morning. Hi, Freddie.
What happens to you
Well, that's just like a little transition period in the day, but nothing happens to me.
There are times she has actually said to me, I want you to die. Haven't you said that, honey?
Well, just like you've pulled your gun on me a few times.
Oh, now it's coming out. Jerry Springer's coming in any minute now. Holy, we got the whole show right here. What? Jerry Springer. Wives and the men who pull guns on them. And their brother from Deliverance on the phone here.
In the morning on the fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Meet the Mets, head for the park and greet the Mets. Hot dogs, green grass, all out to share. Guaranteed to have a heck of a day.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Cincinnati at Synergy Field. I'm Ed Coleman. This is Mets Extra, and it's being brought to you by Chase Manhattan Bank, the right...
I suspect that body language thing.
You can see it in his eyes.
I suspect he feels as his mother, as his father does, and that is we loathe the Knicks. We loathe the Knicks, their fans, and people who cover them.
Oh. That means Mike Breen as well?
Particularly Mike Breen.
Right up there.
Well, what, a couple of times in the first half there, at one point it was tied at 17, another time it was tied at, I think, 35, and that was about it, wasn't it?
Yeah, a 14-2 run to end the second quarter for the Spurs. I thought that San Antonio did not finish a lot of shots early in the first quarter. They were down 6 after 1. I thought that there was some rust after a long layup. And I think you saw, and the folks that are listening in the western part of the country certainly have seen Tim Duncan a lot more than the folks in the east, but he is the total package. He's the best player in the league. He showed it last night with a double-double in the first half, and you would think that the way Duncan is going, a young player, sooner or later he'll have his own jet and limo, and he can transport just about anything he wants around the country, including his favorite chair.
I don't understand that. Some rust after a long layup?
Lay off.
Lay off, okay.
Off, up, the same type of work.
No, just seizing on any minor little mistake that you make. So that's it. And I got hot when you misspoke yourself. So.
You got hot? Wow.
Well, the Knicks got in foul trouble early. Was that because the NBA officials, this is fixed, they've been paid off? What?
No, you helped out in that department, didn't you?
How?
A little money.
Well, no, but I mean, why did they get in foul trouble? Why were they called that early in the NBA championship game? I mean,
well, the Spurs are a lot bigger inside. They take the ball inside. The Knicks are shorthanded. The Spurs figured that if they could drive the ball against the Knicks, that they would be able to get fouls. But I think conversely, on the other side, San Antonio is so big inside. The Knicks were only outshot. Well, they were outshot 31-19 at the free throw line, and their guards, Latrell Sprewell, Charlie Ward, and Chris Childs, did not get to the free throw line at all last night. And Sprewell took 24 shots and did not shoot a free throw, which is very unusual for him.
And the key matchup, I guess, was Marcus Camby against Tim Duncan. Is that accurate?
Well, Chris Dudley was on Tim Duncan to start, and I thought Duncan against Dudley, Duncan had some problems against Dudley. But, Dudley got into some foul trouble, and Marcus Camby had 5 fouls in 23 minutes last night. Larry Johnson played 21 minutes. He got into personal foul trouble as well. So, it was a tough game from a New York standpoint, and I think the one thing that Wyatt missed because he went to sleep at halftime intermission, the Spurs did not hit their outside shots in the first half, but Jaren Jackson hit some big threes in the third quarter while you were taking your snooze, and when that opens up on the perimeter, the Spurs can be a pretty deadly team.
Hit 5 of them, didn't he?
Yeah, 5 for 10. But he didn't. He was only 1 of 7 in the first half from the field.
Talking with John Minko of FAN from WFAN in New York. Minko down there in the industrial section of San Antonio.
Yeah. And, intersection of I-10 and I-35, and I just looked out the window just moments ago to take my morning view of Roots Candle Company.
What?
Roots Candle Company is right here. They have decorative candles, and it's a factory outlet.
Oh, okay.
Well, and they're putting up this condominium building, and right now it's just a frame, but there's this huge sign that ruffles in the wind that dwarfs the structure that says, "You can live here."
Well, you probably wish you were living there instead of where you are, don't you?
Retirement home for you?
I did mention to the program director, Mark Chernoff, that why we had these cheesy accommodations for Coach Minko, and he just got it.
Mike and Chris were supposed to stay here with me, but they found out. They left here to go to a big luxury hotel. So, you know, I mean, here I am. I'm your guy in the field.
Yeah.
I'm your expert talking to the folks around the country.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a 90-year-old fossil or something like that.
All right.
You know, you think you could use your influence?
Well, I never thought about it. I never made any effort.
Either that or there's an extra room out here for you.
So Francesa and Mad Dog how'd they get in the big fancy hotel?
That's a good question. I just, you know, Francesa used his weight.
Which is considerable, by the way. What did the coach have, Van Gundy, Mark Chernoff, clone Van Gundy, have to say last night about this?
Well, I mean, he was very concerned with Duncan, and he knows that they got to slow him down somewhat, keep him out of the paint. But, you know, he was more impressed with Duncan in person. The Knicks did not play the Spurs during the course of the regular season. More impressed with Duncan in person than anything that he's seen on film this year. And he also mentioned that, you know, when San Antonio gets their outside shot going, that it's tough for the Knicks to defend both the inside and the perimeter. And, you know, the Knicks, I don't want to say let San Antonio shoot the outside shot, but the Spurs got a lot of good open looks in the second half, and they converted.
What has to happen Friday night for them to win the Knicks?
Well, they've got to slow Duncan down somewhat. I think their guards have got to drive the ball to the hoop. They've got to get to the free throw line. You know, they second chance points and fast break points, the Knicks did a pretty good job, and they out-rebounded San Antonio, and those things have got to continue. The Knicks were 31 of 81 from the floor. They shot 38%. They've got to shoot the ball better.
Well, what makes up the fan base of San Antonio Spurs fans? It's a bunch of rich, loudmouth Texans, or?
You know, it seems like it's everybody. I mean, they closed some of the federal office buildings down here yesterday because of this game. Could you imagine them doing that in New York? No. And it's a big dome, and there was 39,000 people in this Alamo Dome last night, and there were people that were sitting behind the curtain. So they paid like $10 to $15 to see nothing. It's just unbelievable.
Well, what were they looking at?
The back of the curtain and probably the structure that carried the press people up to their perch. But there was nothing. They couldn't see anything. It was just there was a TV monitor. So the bottom line is this: they came to see the game on a big screen TV in the arena where the game was actually being played.
Idiotic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did
It
you see?
just seems that way.
Did you see the Lupic any
I could
place?
just see Wyatt shaking his head.
Did you see Lupic anywhere? Or?
Yeah, he was sitting behind me.
Oh, he was?
Yes, he was.
Behind you? What?
Oh, sure.
How could he see?
Little booster seat that he had?
Well, he transports that around, I guess.
So today's an off day for you. What do you do today now?
I have to go to the practice. It's not an off day for me.
Oh,
that is a mistake on your part.
Okay.
I have to go to the practices. I have to get some people to talk to me for the pregame show on the Knicks Network tomorrow night, and I have to file my reports and find the inside reaction to what's going through the mind of these NBA players.
What do you suspect that might be? We don't know. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, we're going to find out. I mean, it's not for me to assume anything.
Mickey D's.
Can we plan on you calling us again on Monday?
No, absolutely.
Because the game's Friday night, and then there's no games on the weekend. And the game after that will be Monday night, right?
Yes, it will be.
At the Garden?
At Madison Square Garden, the Big Apple in New York City.
Okay, well, we'll talk to you Monday morning. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
John Minko, our guy in San Antonio, covering the Spurs for WFAN in New York.
Big day yesterday at the White House. President Clinton and the First Lady welcoming the 1998 World Series champs, the Yankees. And there she was, wearing a Yankee cap, old Hillary.
We're not going to call this because of rain, so
oh God,
we're just going
I just can't take this. I mean, that is just the oh my God Almighty!
What do you say?
Jesus, we just go away.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Even people who say they like you, we hate you people.
Want you to leave.
You've disgraced this country. You're a buck-toothed crook. Your husband's obviously a dirtbag. Get out of our lives. Leave us alone. God Almighty, just go away. And honey, don't wear any more pantsuits with that ass. I mean, come on.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Peace of mind. Just what does that mean anyway?
Aren't you? Al Gore making it official in what he assured us was his hometown of Carthage, Tennessee. 2,400 fine folks who, if I'm correct in my assessment, are now in fervent prayer, asking their Creator to do something, anything, to guarantee that this stiff never happens. My thinking runs this way. Tennessee, Washington, D.C., the contiguous 48 states, Alaska, Hawaii, and the planet all now view Al, Tipper, Bill, and Hillary in much the same way folks view the annoying physical condition for which the pharmaceutical industry created Preparation H. There's a term for it in Washington, Clinton fatigue. I call it the New World Odor, the stench left behind by Mr. Clinton's penis searching for another nubile, chubby-cheeked, and avocado-brained pom-pom girl. You know what I'm talking about. The funk that seeps from the Clinton White House from awkward little episodes called Travelgate, Filegate, Who Shot Vincegate, and all the other myriad gates left unlatched by these posturing pustules of power. Whitewater, Castle Grande, now you see them, now you don't, billing records, cattle futures, coffee, China, Buddhists, Lippo, Madison Guarantee, Rose Law, the Where Are They Now crowd. You remember all those friends of Bill, don't you? Monica, Paula, Jennifer, Dolly, Kathleen, the Kiss It and or Just Lie Back and Enjoy It harem of the 42nd president, and the You've Served Your Purpose, Now Just Get the Out brigade. Who can forget Webb Hubble, Kimba Wood, Lanny Guinier, old David Hale, Jimmy McDougal, Susan, Jim Guy, old Harold Ickes, who still doesn't get it, apparently, now serving his first lapdog to Senator Hillary, and Johnny Wang, and Charlie Tree, and God only knows how many others who, after being backslapped by Bill, wound up dead, indicted, or derelicts. Say, speaking of that, where the heck is Roger? Did First Brothers survive the carnage? Anyway, this is the man, Bubba, who inspired recovering tobacco farmer Gore, internet inventor, to intone recently that Bill Clinton would be regarded in the history books as one of our greatest presidents. No, there's ample reason Al enters the race so far back in the pack that polls suggest he'd be handed his ass by anybody from Cato Kalin on up. It's because we're sick of him, his mentor Bill, their wives, their daughters, their pets, and their psychotic quests for legacies written in something other than semen. Why? They're horrible people. Awful. They're vile, toxic disruptions in our otherwise orderly lives who exemplify perfectly the maxim about the fish rotting from the head down. They are rot. I hate them. No, I mean it. I hate them. They have demeaned, degraded, and debased everything. I hope they all take another one of those campaign bus trips, and the last thing we see is the damn thing going off a 5,000-foot cliff filled with blood-curdling screams. I don't know about you, but if Gore somehow accumulates enough Chinese and Indonesian money to win in 2000, I'm moving to Canada. Unless, of course, NAFTA has ruined that, too. In which case, the only answer would be, move over, Vince. You're hogging the cannon.
Gonna give 'em throbbing, boning.
Give it to me, baby.
You make my knees knock.
Give it to me, baby.
Come on, kiss it.
Give it to me, baby.
Ooh, yeah. Betty Curry say I'm pretty sly for a white guy. Just a year ago when I went before the nation, shaking my finger saying I didn't have relations. All the time I'm thinking about that intern's panty lace. Who knows trace how she was sitting on my face. Now since I've been impeached, I'm biting on my lower lip, and I'm hoping that the trial don't end up with a pink slip. Right wing, they try so hard my reputation to malign, but they'll have to drag me out of here cause I will not resign. I'm the head of state whose steady day was a piece of jailbait, just a little overweight. It was no big deal, could have been concealed till the DNA. Give me a break, I know I take the cake. I'm just a white trash Willie who should go on Ricky Lake. The girl got on her knees. Hey, do that taboo thing.
Give it to me, baby.
Well, come and get it.
Give it to me, baby.
You've been a bad girl.
Give it to me, baby.
Who's your daddy? Bobby Williams say I'm pretty sly.
Or a white guy.
Back in Arkansas, I had a little chocolate thunder, but did I knock off the whore and Zyra, little boy? I wonder. There's been so many, can't keep track of all the sex I've had, so it's possible that I could be a deadbeat dad. They can't authenticate who I'm born a cake, though I'm trying really hard not to give it anyway. A paternity deal could be revealed from the DNA, but give me a break. I know I take the cake. I'm just a white trash Willie who should go on Ricky Lake. The world loves dirt and sleaze. Hey, do that taboo thing.
He without sin cast the very first stone, cause Larry Flint found quite a few who can't control their throbbing bone. Patronizing politicians with your pompous bombast. You can shove your condescension and then kiss my cracker ass. If you investigate, there is no debate. You in the House and Senate gonna get it anyway. But you're paying a bill, so let's make a deal. Cause I won't go away, I won't go away. But give me a break, I know I take the cake. I'm just a white trash Willie who should go on Ricky Lake. The girl got on her knees. The world loves dirt and sleaze. Don't you wish you were me? Hey, hey, do the taboo thing.
Pretty sly for a white guy.
All right.
Have mercy now. 17 till the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. The Autobody Express sale continues for Father's Day, and they could FedEx it to you. You get it by Sunday, Saturday probably. 20% off everything at Autobody Express in stock. And check it out on the web at autobodyexpress.com. When you buy anything, 20% off everything, you get a free $19.99 Autobody Express calendar, which is gorgeous. 13 photographs of the Southwest, including the cover taken by Deidre of me, Wyatt, and Wyatt's horse PJ, which is a fabulous photograph. So y'all check it out and call Fred this morning at 1-800-272-1957. The Autobody Express, sponsored by Nikon. Fred, I'm a Southwest Salsa, which is clearly the best in the country. And it's the best-looking jar on the shelf with that sunset label and turquoise buffalo, made from all natural ingredients. Fred Southwest Salsa on sale at all Grand Union. 2 of them for $5.
Man, can't beat that.
Autobody Express, sponsored by Nikon. Warner Wolford banged his head into one of the MSNBC cameras.
Get your motor running.
Feeling well.
Head out on the highway.
Could knock his teeth out, but
Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way.
not cool.
Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. Like a true nature's child. We were born to be wild. We can climb so high. I never wanna die. Born to be famous in the morning.
It can be a very busy time of year for giving gifts. Father's Day, graduations, weddings, maybe.
Keep us in your mouth, Warner. You could fight somebody.
Good morning, Warner.
Good morning. Thank you, my man. NBA last night, the Spurs made it 11.